My strength when my mind says I'm not good enough. God, you're enough for me. Yeah, I've decided I'm not giving up. 'Cause you won't give up on me. You won't give up on me. Your love is holding on and it won't let go. I feel it.
Good morning, everybody. It is definitely a Saturday Monday.
That's not a word.
That is so a word.
Definitely not a word.
It is Saturday.
Say it with me, Fedge.
Saturday.
Yes.
Got it. Great job, friends. I just learned that from some of my kindergarten and first grade friends. They're like, Saturday.
They're helping
Yeah.
you out.
Yeah, with the syllables and everything.
Good.
It was
That's
super
good.
cool. I learned so much from them. Thank you so much, friends, for helping me. Well, again, welcome to the ECCO Show. It is so great to be here, as always, with you. I am Shawnee D.
No, you're not.
I am Tortellini.
Nope, you're not her either.
Pat Attack.
Not him. Guess
I don't
again.
remember who I am.
Yes, you do.
Temporary amnesia.
You got hit on the head when you were out in the islands of Fiji.
I was, yeah.
No,
So
no,
what
no.
can I say except you're welcome? That's what I.
Can I give you a
I
hint?
heard when
Can I give you a hint on
with
who
the
you are?
coconut right there.
You're Fedge.
Oh, I thought it was a train. Yes, I'm not a train.
That's the choo-choo challenge.
That is the choo-choo challenge. Oh boy, I can't catch and help it. Thank you. Oh, there it goes. Oh, there it went.
Pick up
I
your
don't know where it went.
Here, I got
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, you ready?
Oh, boy, I
Choo-choo
love it.
challenge. You know what that means?
I don't know what that means.
Okay, for all of those of you who are watching, don't eat all of them, Fedge. Don't eat all of them. Fedge, you're only supposed to eat one. You toss it up.
So good.
Okay, well, for those of you who don't know, the choo-choo challenge, whenever we hear a train, we gotta toss a gummy fruit snack up in the air, catch it in your mouth. Not open the whole package and dump the entire thing in your mouth.
Oh,
So can I try real quick?
please. I'm gonna go.
While you finish the rest of your mouth full. Oh, I'm still on a streak. I haven't missed one.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try. All right, I'm out of breath. No, I don't too hard.
I think the chameleon got
Yeah,
it.
you got it. Good job, buddy. That was awesome.
Okay, so let's open it up because today we have a really, really great show and we actually have a question from one of our viewers today.
Oh, we have a question from one of our viewers.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Donald Duck again?
Not Donald Duck, and not
Donald
Mickey
Duck.
Mouse, not Goofy, not anybody that you're
Oh,
thinking
G.I. Joe?
of. No, nope, not Barbie either.
Oh,
So
wow.
today we've got a question from Aaron Kale. Yes,
The Aaron Kale.
the Aaron Kale.
The Aaron Kale.
Do you
has
wanna hear-
sent us a question.
She has. Do you want to hear her question?
Wow, I'm already wowed that we actually got a question from the Aaron Kale.
All right, so the question is, why does God create thunderstorms?
Why does God create thunderstorms? Well, see, what happens is you have warm air that rises into the atmosphere and meets the cold air. And then you have because of that air rising, the air gets supercharged. And you have these things called electrons on the surface of the earth and in the clouds. And they get supercharged to the point where lightning, literally electrons, that electricity, actually 50,000 times hotter than, I believe, the sun,
Okay.
meets up. The electrons meet up
Wow.
from the atmosphere to the earth, creating lightning for the thunder. So it's a great way that God answers the need to release all that pressure and all that electromagnetism
Wow.
in the earth, so no one gets nature doesn't get hurt essentially.
And I've heard that lightning's even good for the soil.
Oh, lightning's fantastic for the soil. You're able to grow crops that much more easier because again of that electromagnetism that's going on.
Wow.
Wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh.
Are you back?
I'm back.
You blacked out there
What
for a
happened there?
second. We talked about thunderstorms and you gave this great.
Thunderstorms. I'm afraid of thunderstorms.
I think that's probably what forced you to black out was the
I
thunderstorms.
don't want to talk about thunderstorms.
Okay.
I don't like thunderstorms.
Funny thing is,
I don't even know why thunderstorms even happen.
you just actually explained it.
I did?
Mm-hmm.
How?
A version of you explained
A
it.
version of me. Oh, I've heard a version called Jeff is out there, and
Yeah.
he sometimes comes out and
Met
it's
him a
like,
couple times.
yeah.
He takes some good pictures.
Oh, I guess he'll say thank you later, but I kind of keep him backing down within because you know what? Fedge. Yeah, there we go. But Fedge is definitely
Fedge is
afraid
back.
of thunder.
So,
Fedge is back.
shall we get on with the show?
That
Fedge?
would be awesome. Let's move it.
You know what? You know what's next.
Oh!
Should I count down?
Yeah!
3, 2, 1. The challenge of the day. I was really high that time.
I was high. I really work on that. I have to gargle with salt water and everything to make sure my voice can get really.
Did you like hold your cup underneath the thunderstorm when it rained?
Oh, no, we don't talk about thunderstorms.
Okay.
Like, I get so afraid. I'm gonna literally run underneath this table.
Okay, so
anyways, the challenge of the day.
Can you spin the wheel to determine our challenge?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Oh, I can do that. I can do that.
All right.
Oh.
Come on, Fedge. Get us a good
All right.
number.
I go from here, right?
That's okay. Yes.
Is that am I okay?
That's fine.
Here we go. 3,
on.
2, 1.
That's a good spin. This is a very good spin. Wow.
Yes,
That
we landed
was
on
awesome.
the number 1. I love the number 1.
No, that's. Why don't you look again, Fedge? That's not the number 1.
Oh, 2. My bad.
Not number 2
My
either.
bad.
No.
Oh.
Just look again.
Why don't you tell me?
It's the number 8.
The number. See, I knew that. I already said that.
You said.
Didn't I say that at home, friends? I said the number 8.
No.
Stop
okay.
being a liar,
That's
Mr.
okay.
Fetch. That's not okay to lie.
Okay, so today we're gonna talk about would you rather, because later on.
Would I rather
Yes.
sleep with a tiger?
No, we'll get into those questions just for a second, okay? But before we get into that, because we're gonna set up the episode, we're gonna talk about Paul's second journey later, okay?
Ooh,
So remember we talked about his
never-ending
first.
story or incredible journey.
Remember we talked about his first journey last
Yes,
time.
Paul's first journey.
Yes, and now we're gonna talk about his second missionary journey.
Second missionary
So we're
journey.
gonna talk about 1 and 2, right?
Oh,
Would you
I love
rather?
it.
Would you rather this?
What
Or
does
would
it
you
mean to
rather
be a
that?
missionary?
Missionary means that you are so filled with the Holy Spirit, right? So filled with the gospel that you want to go out and share it with others.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go share it?
Yeah.
I can't wait to tell you what my sharing story in a bit here. But
Okay.
let's move on to the challenge.
Let's do would you rather. So we want you guys to play at home too. So as you hear these, let's answer these to yourself
Yeah,
and maybe
please.
answer those around
Yeah.
you. And if you come up with some really good would you rathers, share them with your friends.
Please,
Yes.
yes.
All right,
Yes,
so
please.
let's start here. Fedge, I'm going to ask you one. Would you rather walk through a dark hallway or eat vegetables?
Walk through a dark hallway or eat vegetables? Any day of the week, I would eat cauliflower and Brussels sprouts. That's how you. I'm so afraid.
The
Yeah,
dark is scary.
Yeah, they're bats.
There are bats.
There are bats.
They hang around
And
here from
thunder.
time to time.
There's thunder inside now. God created thunder inside.
Outside.
Yeah. No,
Mm.
that's not how thunder works.
It's outside.
Can you explain to me later how thunder works?
We'll talk about that later.
Oh, okay.
For
But
now,
yeah.
we're going to talk about would you
Anyways,
rather.
Eat vegetables.
Okay, so eat vegetables.
Okay, can I do one?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, sweet. All right, would you rather put your hand in a tank full of bugs?
Ooh.
Yeah. Or snakes?
Like put my hand in a tank full of bugs or put my hand in a tank full of
Yeah,
snakes?
that would be correct.
Or I thought you were just saying or snakes.
Or snakes. So bugs or snakes.
Okay.
And you have no idea what kind of snake it could be.
Bugs or snakes. Hopefully non-venomous.
I can't make any promises here,
Well, then I'm definitely going bugs.
but there's some venomous bugs there too. Either way, you might be into some venom.
So we could put a third option here is go to the hospital.
Oh, that's a great option. And get a lollipop?
Maybe.
Yeah.
If they give you a shot and give you a sucker.
As long as it's cotton candy.
Ugh, maybe.
I love cotton candy flavored lollipops.
I would probably pick the bugs though. I think I'm gonna pick the bugs. The snakes, I'm not a big fan of snakes. All right, so I'm
What do
gonna
you got
ask
for
you
me?
one. Would you rather never get to eat ice cream again, or would you rather never eat bread again?
Well, of course I would rather eat all the bugs I can possibly get.
Bugs.
Bugs.
It's ice
Caterpillars.
cream. No,
and-
stop. It's ice cream or
Isn't
bread.
that ice cream? Isn't bugs ice cream?
No.
Oh,
No.
I guess I need to look
I've
at my
never had-
carton at home
Have
and
you-
make sure it's
Have you
not
ever
bug
had the
filled.
flavor of bugs?
Haven't
bugs ice
you?
cream? Mm-mm.
Caterpillars?
I don't think so.
Grasshoppers?
Nope.
No?
Mm-mm.
Oh, boy.
That's actually gross.
Oh, I better get some bug-free ice cream next time then.
All right, why don't you ask me one last question while we talk about bug-flavored ice cream?
I'm just saying, I guess I gotta be careful. I thought that was a thing. Would you rather be hot and sweaty the rest of your life,
Ugh.
or shivering and cold?
Definitely shivering and cold because,
Oh.
I can put a blanket on.
Do you want to build a snowman?
I don't, actually. So I would rather put a blanket on
Oh,
and be
Okay.
shivering cold because
Okay. I thought we were
wet.
going like the Olaf theme here.
Nope.
No?
So as I was saying is,
In summer.
yeah, so I wouldn't want to be sweaty because I can't lay in bed and
Yeah, and if you're Olaf, you'd melt.
yeah.
Unless you had
But
the
I'm
magic
not-
and Elsa, then you stay alive.
I'm not Olaf though, I'm Shawnee D.
Oh, you're Shiny D.
Yeah.
I knew that.
You
I
were
thought
doing-
I was Shiny D though.
Nope, we discussed this earlier.
Okay.
Okay, so that was a fun challenge, wasn't it?
Yes, it was
That
awesome.
was fun. We hope you guys had fun at the challenge. And honestly, if you come up with some really good ones, share with us at the weekend. If you
Please.
see us
Oh,
this
yeah.
weekend, share some Would You Rathers with us. That would be
Yes.
fun.
Say Fedgerasta.
That would be-
Fedgerini.
that would be good.
Fedgery doo da, Fedgery yay.
All right, so for today's ECCO Institute video, we're gonna see Page Master.
Page Master.
He's our historian here at the ECCO Institute.
the Page Master.
He's gonna share with us one of his hobbies. That's not Page, that's
I know, but
that's
he's
an orangutan.
excited just like
He's
I'm excited. We're all excited to
So
see
we're gonna
Page
talk to
Master.
Page Master. He's gonna talk about his hobby.
His hobby.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you what it is
Does
because it
he
might
eat bug-filled ice cream like I do?
not quite.
No.
A little scarier actually.
Oh.
All right,
wow.
so we're gonna hear from him and we'll come back and we'll talk about it, okay?
Awesome. Are you excited? You are excited? Let's do this, friends.
Oh my! Wow! That was quite an adventure. That was. Oh, hello there! Were you watching my adventure from afar? I don't blame you, it's quite exciting. My name is Page Master of the ECCO Institute, and let me put this down. I don't want to start a fire or anything with the flame in the gas, and it's an LED. I had to go in there. So, adventure. That's practically my middle name. I say practically because it's not actually. It's just Adv. But it could be short for adventure if you wanted it to be. Anyway, so adventures are what I live for. Oh, yes. And I've got one in mind that I want to share with you today. Let's flash back. So, here we are in a jungle, much like the one I was in far and away ago, so far many times. I must have gone on 143 and a half adventures, and that's just a rough estimate. But nothing stands out quite like my first adventure. Well, that's not what I want to talk to you about today. No, I want to talk to you about my second adventure. You would think, because I've been on one adventure, that the second adventure would be an easier adventure. But in fact, it was still a really, really hard adventure, because the first adventure was only a little bit of experience, and the second adventure would only be a little bit of experience, and it gets easier as it gets. But the second one was very, very difficult. Now, what did it have to do with? What was the adventure, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. The adventure was my hobby, my pastime, my favorite of all. Do you know what it is? I bet you can't guess. Wrestling alligators. That's right! Big ones, small ones, some as big as your head, which is pretty big, my head, especially with the hat on and everything. Big alligators, and you can wrestle them to the ground, and sometimes they wrestle you back. Unless they're the little ones, they're actually, those little boogers, they can get away from you very quickly. Oh, it's so exciting when I wrestle alligators. I love it. So, that's what my second adventure was about. It was about wrestling alligators, and I was just as nervous as my first adventure. But I did the best I could. Yes, the dead level best I could, and I mean dead level because they're deadly. But I did the best I could. And there I was, after an alligator. It saw me, I saw him. And I tried to get him. And really, truth be told, he kind of got me instead. Wandering around looking for my second adventure. Oh boy, oh no, what do I do? And well, that's when I lost my leg. I had to go in there, didn't I? I haven't lost a leg yet. But that's not the point. The point is, the second adventure was just as nerve-wracking as the first adventure. But I still went on it. And here I am 143 and a half adventures later, and I'm loving every minute of it. You know, that reminds me of a Bible story. I need to recap on it. I'll tell you in just a second. Now, as I mentioned, there was a Bible story that came to mind, and I do want you to know that alligators have very sharp, terrible teeth. It's like kind of doing a ballet dance when you wrestle them. It's a ballet dance with an alligator who'd be, well, he's wearing clogs and kind of clogging around like an alligator. Anyway, it makes it so that the second adventure was no more easy than the first adventure. It does get maybe perhaps a little bit easier, but every alligator is different. Just like every missionary journey of Paul's was different. It did get a little better for him over time, but you would think that on the second adventure, he might have been able to stomach it a little better than the first one. But indeed, did it go perfectly to plan? Did it go perfectly well? Did it go perfectly? No, it did not. No. Do you know what happened to Paul? He ended up in jail. Well, that's not a very good thing or place to end up in now, is it? No, it's not, but that's where he ended up. So, even on Paul, the Apostle Paul's second missionary adventure, he ended up in a jail cell. That doesn't sound like he was very experienced at that point now, does it? No, it doesn't. Anyway, well, I hope you learned something about Paul. What you can learn from him, what I learned from him, is that you keep going. When God sends you on a missionary adventure, you trust in God. That's right. And over time, you can get better and better and better and better and then better and better and better and better and then better. Just like Paul did. And just like me with my hobby of wrestling alligators. I no longer fear alligators because I've done it 143 and a half times. That's correct. No fear here. And you can be like me someday. Well, I've got to go. It's been a pleasure talking to all of you. Where did I leave my lantern? I left it around here somewhere. Oh, here it is on the... Oh, an alligator! An alligator! Oh!
Wow! The Page Master is so courageous.
Yes.
He just keeps going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah.
Nothing can stop him. He just keeps going right back in the light.
That's-
in crazy situations, going back at the alligator.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because he's probably pretty scared, right? He's probably
Yeah.
pretty scared. But he likes it, and he he has a heart for it because clearly maybe God was like, you know what? I want you to go hang out with alligators.
And he keeps doing it. You know what that reminds me of?
What's that?
In the Bible, remember it talks about Paul.
Oh yeah.
And Paul kept going on, you called him a missionary journey.
Because this week we're talking about his second missionary journey. So obviously he's already gone on a first one.
He keeps going, he keeps doing it.
Yeah.
Even though he gets beaten and thrown in jail
Yep.
and a lot of bad things happen to him, he even gets eaten by alligators.
Nope. Paul doesn't get eaten by alligators.
Okay, that's not in the Bible?
No.
But he
does get thrown in jail.
Him
though.
being beaten and thrown in jail are in the Bible. And the fact that he kept going for God,
Yep.
doing on what those things are called a missionary journey.
Yes.
Hey, I'm gonna do a missionary journey.
You're gonna do a
I'm
missionary
gonna do a
journey?
missionary journey. Oh, hold on. Yep, he's also I'm gonna talk to him. He's also a phone. Hello? Yes? Yeah, you've got my hot air balloon all rigged up and ready to go? Oh, the flames are burning, ready to go up in the sky? Oh, thanks, friends. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. I've got a hot air balloon.
Before you go, I want to tell others about what a missionary journey might look like before you go.
Oh, okay.
So before you leave.
Okay.
Because as we talked about, they're really not that easy, right?
No, I'm about to go in a hot air balloon.
Yeah. Anyway, so we don't go on them because they're easy, right? We don't go on them because it's like, oh, this is simple, right?
Yeah, I'm afraid of heights.
You're afraid of heights. So we go on them because we feel like God's calling us to do those things.
We listen, obey to God.
Yeah, absolutely. He's given us a heart to share him with other people.
Speaking of sharing with others, the reason why I'm going up in that hot air balloon is because there are eagles and vultures that I know need to hear about the gospel. They need the love of Jesus.
Interesting.
So my hot air balloon is waiting. I'm gonna do a mission trip right now to spread the word to the eagles and the vultures and the blue jays.
Okay.
All right? So I'm gonna leave if you're okay with that.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye, friends. It was wonderful hanging out with you all. Excuse me. Oh, I got another call. It's ready? Fantastic. The eagles and buzzards are flying. All right.
Is that a phone?
Thank you. All right.
That's a phone.
That is a phone.
I don't think so.
Oh, Dad. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay.
Bye, friends.
Well, Fedge is going to really miss out because we have a special guest joining us here on the ECCO Show, and I'm so excited for you guys to meet him. His name is Mike Sanchez, and he's a missionary here at the church. He actually works here too, so you might even see him around the church from time to time. So, Mike, would you come up here? We're going to chat a little bit about missionary stuff. Everybody give him a hand. Yes, I'm so excited that you're here, Mike.
Good morning.
Are you excited to be here?
I am.
I'm so excited that you're here too. We're going to talk about some missionary stuff because, as you know, we talked about Paul's second missionary journey.
Yes.
And so we talked a little bit about where he went, why he went there, why it might have been difficult. So today, I really thought it'd be super cool if we talked to a real life missionary. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
Awesome. I'm so excited that you're here, Mike. So the first question I'm going to ask you is, how many mission trips have you been on, Mike?
It's hard to know exactly, but it's somewhere in the neighborhood of it's around 78.
Wow, 78 mission trips. That's so cool. Oh wow, I can't even think about how many 78 is. I probably haven't even brushed my teeth 78 times. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so were the countries you visited very different from the US?
They're quite a bit different. Some of the countries I've been in are very frequently are Uganda, Kenya, Costa Rica, Nicaragua. Those are where I frequent the most, and there's a lot of differences. There are a lot of differences that you and I wouldn't experience here. For instance, for those of you that like snacks, over there, one of the snacks I was handed in Uganda was grasshoppers.
Grasshoppers?
So you ate grasshoppers for a snack instead of like goldfish.
Did you eat them?
I did.
Wow.
I did.
Are they a popular snack though?
They are a very popular snack.
Really?
Yes, that's one of their main snacks they have there.
One of my favorite snacks is Gushers.
Oh yes.
They might be like Gushers. Grasshoppers might be similar to Gushers,
They're a little more crunchy.
but they still have juice on the inside.
They do have juice on the inside.
That's so cool. So, all right, so you talked about Uganda, you talked about Nicaragua. So, what continents are those on?
So they're on Africa,
in Africa,
and
okay.
Central America.
In Central America. So that's south of here, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So would you say that you go to one continent more than the other? About the same.
I have been about the same.
Wow. Okay. All right. So I have another question for you, Mike. What are some of the fears that you've had on these journeys? Or how did God help you be courageous during these moments? I should have said and, right? Because it's kind of working together. But so have you ever had some fears on these journeys?
I have. Even though I've been on so many trips, I still get nervous to go.
Oh, wow.
But I know that God has called me, and so I've learned to trust Him.
Sure.
And on some of my trips, there's people there that don't want to hear what you have to say. And one time when I was going from Uganda to spend some time in Kenya, there was some very bad men that took us captive, and because they didn't want us talking about Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
But after talking to them about Jesus for a few hours, they ended up letting us pray for them
Wow.
and let us go, and it was amazing.
That's incredible.
Yes.
So you would say that God's super faithful in those moments then?
Absolutely. I have learned, one thing I've learned through listening to God and being obedient is that when He calls us to do something and we're willing to start, even though I'm still nervous to talk to groups of people, the moment I start to speak, it's like God takes over and gives me the strength to do it, you know?
That
and
is so cool.
It's just amazing because when we'll say yes to God and we start to do those things, He gives us the power to finish them.
By the Holy Spirit.
By the Holy Spirit.
That's so incredible, Mike. That's so cool. And one last question I'd like to ask you. Have you ever seen any like miraculous healings?
I have. I have seen many miraculous healings. I would say probably my favorite one out of the ones that I've seen. I was in a village in Uganda, and there was a Muslim woman. The majority of the village, 97% of the village was Muslim.
Oh, wow.
And there was a woman there who the whole village knew. She was 44 years old, and she was crippled. and God healed her.
Wow.
And every person in the village became a Christian.
That's so incredible.
Yeah, God is so good.
Wow, what a testament too. That miracle just brought so many people to the faith.
Yes, God
That
is so
is
good.
So incredible. Well, Mike, that is really all the time we have, but I would love to talk with you more. And if you guys see him around the church, I want to encourage you guys to ask him about those missionary journeys that he's been on. So that's it from us at the ECCO Show. I'm DJ Shawnee D. This is Mike Sanchez.
Thank you for having
But
me.
before we leave, I'm going to send you guys a letter that I'm going to ask you guys on the ECCO Show later here, ECCO Show Live on Saturday nights and Sunday mornings. So you guys can answer this later this evening or tomorrow morning. So I'm going to put this here. Gerald's going to keep it safe, okay? You know, we got to pet him, right? Like Pat Attack says. So that's going to be safe for you guys tonight or tomorrow morning. And that's it from us on the ECCO Show. So thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, man. We'll see you guys next week.
When night has fallen, when fear is coming, still you're calling me. When faith is lost and my hope exhausted, you will be my strength.